Hello and welcome to Grand Central Terminal here in the heart of Manhattan in the greatest city in the world. This is one of, if not the largest train halls in the world, and it is surprisingly radioactive because of the granite it's made out of. I just learned that on the internet. Anyways, today we are going for a ride on the 7 train all the way out to Flushing. The 7 is a very special train. It is nicknamed the International Express, and we're going to learn why. So let's go. You know, you never quite get over how truly massive this space is. Like, capturing it on camera simply does not do it justice. This is like, I think you could probably fit the entire middle school I work in into this room. In fact, this room is so large that during the space race, NASA displayed a Redstone rocket inside the train hall. Now there's a common misconception that this hole in the roof was used to either lower the rocket into the terminal or the rocket like scraped the hole in the roof when they put it in the terminal because someone did the math wrong. That was not the case. It was used to hold a stabilizing wire that kept the rocket from falling on the passengers. So the 7 train is one of the former interborough rapid transit lines on the New York City subway. It runs local, I believe 24/7, and it runs express at rush hour in peak direction only. So I don't know if we're going to be taking a peak train because we're going out of the city right now and it's evening rush hour, but it ends up going into Queens and terminates in Flushing. Also, something tells me this train is going to be pretty packed. This train is very crowded. Finally got a window all to myself to film. As we move into Queens and cross the Sunnyside Yard, I thought I'd take a minute to explain why this train is called the International Express. The 7 train, especially along Roosevelt Avenue, passes through several dense immigrant diaspora communities, ending in Flushing's Chinatown. Because of the ethnic diversity along the route, along with the immigrants who use the train regularly, the train has earned the nickname the International Express. And in 1999, the 7 train was designated as a National Millennium Trail under the name International Express. Flushing! And here we are in Flushing's Chinatown. Pro tip, always bring cash to Chinatown. I guess I didn't learn my lesson from this morning. So I have a few minutes before my train back to Penn Station. So let's see what sort of interesting food we can find here in Flushing Chinatown. Okay, I gotta say, so far this place really reminds me of my time in China. It's really built and laid out a lot like a mall in an average Chinese city, which is cool. And now for the food court, which is very colorful. So many things to choose between, but I have been here before and I know exactly what I want to get. Okay, time to find the Long Island Railroad Station, which is a couple blocks away, and then I'll show you guys what I got while we're waiting for the train. Go Ryman! Okay, so first up we have pork, lamb, and tofu skewers from the New World Mall. In the village where I stayed when I did my foster home internship in China a few years ago, there were carts selling these every evening. I got them for like a couple cents each. So good. This is basically the same sort of thing, but of course a bit more expensive because it's New York City. I miss this. Next we have a sample size of Peking duck in its own little decorative box. Ooh, sounds like the train's coming in 3 minutes, so better make this quick. There we go. And here's our train, so I'll have to finish the food review a bit later.
You got my back in the darkest hour. You pick me up when it all goes south. You're calling me out.
We have arrived at Penn Station, the sprawling underground complex that is the busiest train station in the North American continent. The platform is like super long. It's literally the length of a city block. So up until the beginning of last year, all Penn Station was a small hole in the ground underneath Madison Square Garden. But now, there's this. As you can see, this hall is magnificent. With one major drawback, there are no benches. But thankfully, I happen to have this. Thank you, Dad. According to the Miles in Transit Discord server, this is the best Amtrak lounge. So I've been saving this pass for like 6 months for the next time I'm in Moynihan Train Hall. Let's see if it's worth the wait. Ooh, there's a balcony where you can look out over the train hall. That is super cool. Food selection here is pretty incredible, and all of this is free with entry. Well, I stocked up on a bunch of snacks because they were free, and also got a Diet Cola. They literally gave me a pile of Andes mints. Can I live here? And they just announced a boarding call for the Keystone, so I'm going to quickly eat my shrimp dumplings and then get on board. This is the boarding call for Amtrak. So we're on board, and already there's been 2 announcements saying what this train isn't. One conductor came on and said, this is not New Jersey Transit, and then someone else came on and said, this is not the Northeast Regional. So clearly, I think Penn needs to work on their boarding announcements a bit, because it seems like this sort of thing has been happening.
Your heart was a shadow, your eyes were a ghost in a world full of colors. I still loved you the most, and if we dreamed in the water, how can we ever know what's real? We're shooting for forever, without knowing how to feel. So we turned to the river, and we floated down the line. We reached high to the heavens, but we couldn't feel a sign. And what we lost in the dark was the sound of a song. 'Cause reality is calling. We were running out of time.
So we just passed through Philadelphia, and my mom got on. Mom, what were you doing in Philadelphia?
I was going to law school.
She'd be doing smart classes. Anyways, thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more transit-related nonsense. Take care.